Today, I'm going to show you how to make your first Volca drum beat. Free beat. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Free Beat, where I post new music-related content every single day, so if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Today's patron shout-out goes to Fingers to the Temple. Thank you so very much for the support. Let's get started. So you finally picked up a Korg Volca drum and you are excited to dive in. However, it's a pretty intimidating machine. So the purpose of this video is to get you started and show you the basics of making your first beat. The first thing you'll want to do is get power. So I'm going to be using the Korg Volca power adapter. You can also use 6 AA batteries if you'd like. You'll also probably want to plug the Volca drum into either some headphones or a speaker. It does have an internal speaker, but it's not that great. This just goes to my audio interface so I can record the audio for this video. We're going to plug right into that headphone jack there. That's all you need. Now we're going to hold the power button for about a second. There we go. Let it do its thing and boot up. Right off the bat, if you want to play the sounds of the Volca drum, you're going to use the first 6 keys here where it says parts. My sounds probably sound a little different than yours because I am not on a completely stock Volca drum. I've made a few of my own kits. If you want to change kits, it's very easy. Hold function and then press load kit. When you hold function, it enables the bottom text here for each button rather than the top. Now simply select pads 1 through 16 to select a kit. Let's go to kit number 5 together. This one is the stock number 5 kit, so our sounds should match up. The first thing we need to do is to clear any pre-existing patterns because all of the stock kits come with their own patterns as well. To do that, we're going to hold the function button again and come down here to the very last key where it says clear and then all. Hit that. Then to be safe, we can also hit clear part. We can come down here to the motion sequencing. Those are the parameter locks, basically. We can click clear all there as well and clear part if you'd like. We're just ensuring that everything is wiped away so we can start from scratch. To verify you've cleared everything, press the play button. The sequencer will run, but you won't hear any sound. Now it's time to sequence our beat. So the first thing we want to do is select the sound that we want to sequence first. In this case, I recommend the kick drum on key number 1. So go ahead and click that. Alternatively, you can hold function and click what part you want to select if you don't want to preview the sound. Now we need to turn on step edit mode, which is this button right here. When we press this, and it's flashing, that means we're in step edit mode, or edit step mode, I guess. That takes these 16 pads and turns them into our step sequencer. For the purposes of this video, we're going to be counting through these 16 steps like this. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and That's a very common way that drummers count through 16 steps. So we're going to go ahead and put our kick drum on beats 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, we're counting 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and so go ahead and ignore the numbers on the keys themselves. Counting through it like I just described will really help you understand the drums on a deeper level. So to place a note, we simply click the step right here, right here, right here, and right here. These are known as the downbeats, aka square on the front of beat 1, 2, 3, and 4, and Korg has been kind enough to actually change these keys to black specifically. Cool. If you want to hear your pattern, simply hit play. We're on our way. Now we're going to turn off step edit mode and select our next sound. It's this hi-hat here. Make sure that the light below key 2 is lit up, and let's enter step edit mode again. For this very basic pattern, we are going to put eighth notes on the sequencer. That means we're going to use the downbeat of each beat as well as the and. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and just like that. Let's turn off step edit mode and have a listen. Nice and simple. All right, time for the snare drum. Let's go ahead and click on key 3. That sounds great to me. Let's go ahead and enter step edit mode again. Make sure part 3 is selected. We are now going to put the snare drum on beats 2 and beats 4. So 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Now if we exit step edit mode and press play, you'll notice that we can't hear our snare drum, and that's actually because one of the features of the Volca drum here, choke. If we hold function and click on key number 8, where it says choke underneath, we will be able to see our choke group. Any of these pads that are lit up will cancel out the other pad. Now, this is really handy for coming up with some super rhythmic ideas, and if you want to have a long sound on one step and then use a different sound to cut it off on a different step, it's a great feature. It's a little more advanced, though. So when you're first starting out, I recommend you click on all of the pads that have choke enabled and turn that off completely. Press function to exit, press play, and our snare drum should now be audible in the pattern. Congratulations, you have created a very basic drum pattern on the Volca drum. However, let me show you how to spice it up just a little bit. Let's take sound number 4 here. We're going to go to edit step mode, and we're going to put it right at the very end, the last pad, the of beat 4. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and right there. Hit play, have a listen. Cool. Now I'm going to show you how to adjust the probability of a step so we can determine how often it will trigger. Simply hold down the step you want to adjust the probability of and use the level/value knob. You'll see the screen says PRB. The number that the screen shows is the percentage that this note has to trigger. Let's set it to 50%. Turn off edit step mode and press play. It didn't trigger. Again. There it is. You can do this with any step of any part to add some randomization to your pattern and really make it its own thing. Now, of course, there are a plethora of sound design options on the Volca drum, way too many to get into in this video, but let me show you one of my favorite ways to change the sound of the pattern while jamming. It has to do with the Waveguide resonator, which is the Volca drum's take on a delay effect, kind of, but it's so much cooler than just a normal delay. Each of our 6 sounds, or parts as Korg calls them, has its own send to the Waveguide. Once we have that dialed in, we can play with the Waveguide parameters to change any sound depending on how much of their sound is being sent to the Waveguide. So for the purposes of this video, we're going to make it pretty extreme. Select part 1 by clicking on key number 1. We're going to adjust the send to 255. Let's max it out. Now select part number 2, which is that hi-hat. Once again, maximize the send. We're not going to send part 3, our snare drum, to the Waveguide because we want it to be sort of a constant so we know where we are in our pattern if things get too crazy. So we're going to select part 3 and then turn this all the way off, okay? Part 4, you can do it however you want. I'm going to set the send to about 100. There we go. Now, before we start jamming, let's make sure that all of these knobs here are to the left in the off position. We're going to hit play and just start messing with these 3 knobs and see how we can change the sounds. I love the Waveguide resonator, particularly when you have a high decay and you are messing with the tune knob. By the way, right now the Waveguide resonator is emulating a tube. If you want to change it to emulate a string, hold function and press key 11, which says tube/string. There we go. Now we can see we're emulating a string, a little bit different sound. There's just one more feature I want to show you now, and it's the Randomize feature. The Randomize feature can be found on keys 9 and 10, and it does exactly what you think. It completely randomizes either your sound or the rhythm of that sound, as in where it is on the sequencer. So let's switch to part number 2, the hi-hat, and we're going to turn the send all the way down so the waveguide isn't getting in the way. We could randomize the sound, but instead I want to randomize the rhythm. So I'm going to hold function and click on pad 10, which is randomize pattern. There we go. Now if we enter step mode, we can see it randomized the pattern. In fact, we can actually watch it change in real time if we hold function and press pattern again. There we go. The sequenced steps are changing. We can hear some cool ratcheting going on in the hi-hat as well. There you have it. There's how to get started on the Volca drum by sequencing your first beat and using a few of the Volca drum's amazing features to start to spice it up. If you have any questions, please leave them in a comment down below. I do hope you found this video informative or at least entertaining. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it. If not, you can always leave a dislike. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings, just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way though, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. I do upload new content every single day. Thank you all so very much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.